All right, we are back live. This is our first show since I guess we've done 2 draft shows now. So we started out right. We did the thing with Thor. We did the thing with Austin. Both great guests. Obviously talked about the draft. We don't need to talk about the draft anymore. Obviously, rookie minicamp, right? But there was nothing to see, right? No one was present. No one was there, so there's nothing to really see. There's nothing to talk about yet. OTAs have semi started. I don't think they've started here in New England yet, but off-season workouts are underway. The Patriots are playing, but we are back because we have a special announcement, and then we're also going to we'll talk a little bit, maybe a little bit of Brian Hoyer action and whatnot. Maybe he'll be the starter this year. You never know. So, but Spags, you want to start with the special announcement here, Spags?
Yeah, big one from the Bruins last night. No, I'm kidding.
Marshy,
overtime
was great.
Obviously, Keegan's been with us with Pat's Pulpit for just about over a year and a half now.
No, just past a year.
Past a year. Okay,
a week ago. Yeah.
There you go. So my the pandemic throws everything off. But
it feels like it's been 10.
Yeah. Yeah, great start to the week. And then Keegan is going to be joining us now. Obviously, we had built a great relationship just kind of through the draft work and had him on for a lot of the draft shows pre-draft, and he's going to be joining us full time now as a host on the Patriot Nation podcast. So welcome along, Keegan. It's well deserved, buddy. I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm thrilled.
Don't let your head get too big, though. I'm not going to pump your tires any more than that.
We're added stuff to the portfolio. You know, I'm really stacking up the resume so I can get a job soon. That's really the goal. No, I'm excited. This gives me a place to just. I'm gonna be the middleman for all the Cam hate. I'm gonna bring these guys down a little bit. I'm just gonna relax everybody. Shout out Scott.
Hey, it won't be too bad though. Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate you, pal.
It won't be too. I said this too, and not to even get off topic. I guess we could touch on it quickly, but I had said for a while if they had a plan in place, like I'm 100% content and cool with Cam being the guy. It was more so if they went into the year again with the same 2 guys. So I don't think you'll see as much friction, I guess.
By the way, there's some spin coming, man. We got the cyclone going here because I am 100%.
I see this now, and I'm gonna want Mac Jones by week 4. So.
I am 100% trade Stiddy. Trade him somewhere
100%.
Houston that doesn't have a starter. Then he could go there and be successful. And then I'll still take my damn victory laps for him being good. He doesn't be good here. Just has to be good, period. So trade
This is why I'm here. This is why I'm here. To just settle everybody down. You know, Stidham's going to be gone in a week. I'm going to do my victory lap because I tweeted about it yesterday. He's going to look great in a Texans uniform, number 4. Yep. I don't know who wears it right now. It's some guy. Yikes. I don't know. So starting quarterback number 4 in Houston. Sounds good. No, but seriously, I'm excited. I think it's a good dynamic with 3 people, you know, maybe 2 people on either side of an argument. You get somebody in the middle. I think it'll make the shows a little bit more interesting. I'm excited
100%.
to now I have a place unfiltered takes. So I'm going to get old takes exposed quickly, probably in a week.
This is what we do.
I got smoked a couple times last year, man. Trust me.
It's gonna be tough. So after the first
podcast, right before the Kansas City game, they dug up all the Stidham.
You know what it is, Keegan. You know what it is.
I got smoked.
Me and you. Listen. Spags is part of the 11K club now. Okay. People care about his Twitter account, right? I'm like at 2,500. You're like at, I don't know where you're at, but it's certainly not 11,000. So like, people don't really care about our. They're like, oh, whatever, dude. This idiot's tweeting about something. Okay, he's probably wrong. Spags, they hold him to a higher standard than
yeah, I got smoked with that.
Me and Pat have we have like 6 or 7 people who care about our tweets, and hey, shout out the 6 or 7 people that are rocking with us. But
appreciate you.
I think I've got like 1,300. I can tell you 1,292. They do not care about my tweets. I don't know why they follow me. So, but after the first podcast I did with you guys, like way back, 8 months ago, probably, when you guys first asked me to come on, somebody called me a jackass. Yeah, somebody called me a jackass in the comments, and I'll never forget it. Shout out that guy. But this jackass has a full-time role, and I'm real excited.
That's right.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, it's really, honestly, like it's been.
I'll accept it.
It was natural. Like I just feel like, what's up, Mike? Like Keegan got on here, and it just like it was just a fit. You know what I mean? Like we weren't trying to fit anything in. You just fit in naturally. So it worked out. And I'm excited to have you on, and
we're
it's cool.
East Coast kind of scumbags from the East Coast of Massachusetts who have strong opinions on a bunch of crap. So it works well. I am. I'm really excited. I'm glad I have somewhere to spew off my takes.
Yeah, see,
we are happy to have you, Keegan. It's a long time coming. But
let's dive into this the
I was
Hoyer
just
thing just for a few minutes here. So why is Hoyer on the roster? It's a good question, right? Something's happened in the QB room, right? We talked about Stidham maybe getting traded, and I think that makes sense. I think there are teams out there that look at Stidham and say, okay, our QB room sucks right now. Like, what the hell? Like, he learned under Brady for a year. He played, he's been with McDaniels and Belichick. Like, let's just give him a shot. Let's just see what happens. Bring him in.
Those guys will always get a second chance somewhere.
Right. And that's kind of the way it is, right? And if they get a 5th, 6th, 7th round draft pick for him, then so what? So be it. But for Stidham, it could be good. For the Patriots, it could be good. And you never know. It could work out for the other team too. And so just kind of works out all the way around. You see Hoyer come in, and it's like, okay, Hoyer's there to tutor Mac Jones is what he's there. Like, that's really the situation. And I think, Stidham was never really going to be that guy. He just wasn't. He's just too new to the system. He's never really played before. So, having someone like Hoyer around that Mac can learn from is going to be important, and obviously from Cam as well. But like Hoyer, I mean, there's a story where Brady had Hoyer do half the game plan. Like, Hoyer did half the game plan every week, and Brady did the other half. And it's just kind of Hoyer was his go-to guy. And so to have that guy on his side in this system is huge for a kid like Mac. And so I think it makes sense. And we'll see.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with it. I mean, sick egg if you can get it, man. I mean, this guy's made a killing. I'd love to see his career earnings. I'll probably actually look that up. But yeah, it is the dream. And it's for him, like, why is he on the roster? You see those fans. He sucks. He's this. It's like, take away his ability on the field, what he means to that quarterback room, which is still pretty new. Like, Cam's been here a year, didn't really have the full, off-season program and a true training camp. So he's
the weirdest year.
New. Yeah, right. Like, that was tough.
No one's ever had that year before.
It's Stidham is still here, so he's still learning. He's in his 3rd year. Mac is brand new. Hoyer's been here for, I don't know, seems like 20 years now. He knows how to be a pro. He knows, the way around here, how to be successful. One of Tom's best friends. That's a guy you want on your roster, regardless of his ability, on the field. Just to be in the room, see things that he's heard, that he's seen over the years. So I had originally thought, just because Mac and Stidham were originally going right now, the only two on the quarterback that you have under contract for the next year. I believe Stidham's contract's up next year. So, I had said, he doesn't have to clear waivers, which I was unsure of this morning. Hoyer wouldn't have to. So I had kind of felt like, maybe they keep 3, being Stidham, Cam, and Mac. And, hopefully Cam has a good year this year. He gets another payday elsewhere, kind of like an Alex Smith. You have Stidham as that long-term backup. Team seems to like him. And Hoyer's kind of that 4th guy who can run the practice squad, be in the room, be that veteran. I think it's a stretch that they keep. They would never keep 4 in the active roster. I think it could be even a stretch that they keep 3 with how talented and deep this roster is. So it makes it interesting where Hoyer can kind of not have to clear waivers, be the practice squad quarterback, and be that veteran in the room as like a player coach. Yeah,
in my eyes, this is like classic May football talk. A team signs a quarterback, and everybody needs to find the reason why. I just
put some respect on his name, though.
Listen, I love Brian Hoyer. I think Brian Hoyer has lived a top 10 life. Like, it doesn't get better than Brian. You get to travel the world, play quarterback in the NFL, but not actually play quarterback. Like, it's beautiful. There are a few reasons why he's on this team in my mind, and none of them are the reasons anybody really thinks. One, neither side had a better option. The Patriots might have been looking for a camp arm, and here's a guy who's been here and knows, what to do in terms of what Bill Belichick wants to do. And who the hell is going to sign a 36-year-old quarterback right now to even be a backup? Like, where's the value in that? I can guarantee you this: Brian Hoyer's never going to play for another team again. I mean, think about it. No one's going to sign him. He's not going to really want to go anywhere. I don't know if you guys remember the feature last year that the Patriots did on him, but he said it himself in the feature. He said, "We bought a house here when I got traded here the last time, and we're not leaving. This is where we're going to be. So I don't think he plans on playing anywhere else. So this gives him a chance to make a couple extra bucks, make some more money, and maybe try to earn a spot as you like Spag said, a player coach. Do something just to help the team that he's been with for so long. Like half of his career he's spent here on a bunch of different terms. So that could be one reason. Another reason could be Stidham is on his way out the door. I don't think anything's really quite gelled the way they wanted it to. They drafted him in hopes maybe that he could be the long-term backup. And in the times that we've saw him, it's been interceptions and then a flash. So he throws a couple picks and then throws a touchdown in N'Keal Harry in Kansas City, and everybody was like, "Oh, maybe he can start." He's not going to start. So that could be a reason. And then another one is just they need a scout team. They need another scout team guy because they're going to be running so many different defenses that they need to have all of these guys get reps. I mean, they've got about 40 defensive guys on their roster right now. 30 of them could probably make the team. They need to get these guys reps. Give another quarterback, throw another quarterback in there. And I think Evan Lazar mentioned it. That's what Brian Lewerke did last year. He was they'd scream Lewerke, he'd come run over and run a drill for the defense. That's what Hoyer's going to do. So it's not a sexy signing at all, and everybody's mad about it, but they had 4 roster spots to fill, and on a competitive team, no one wants to sign here. Undrafted free agents don't want to come try to compete. Young quarterbacks, give the old man a couple extra bucks to come play football.
Well, and not just that, I think you're right. This comment here about Hoyer versus Kansas City, and Matt Chadman putting this out today, which I really hadn't thought about, but he goes, everyone's talked about how Cam had an impossible situation last year and was trying to come in and all this and this and that. Nobody talked about Hoyer's situation in Kansas City. Like Hoyer found out on Saturday morning that he was
chicken to the wolves.
That he was.
And they didn't know they were playing.
City.
Remember, they weren't sure if they were even going to play.
Yeah, so it was like, are we even going to play? We don't know what's going to happen.
All virtual.
It's Saturday, and then you're like, oh crap, and then it's like you fly out on Monday for the game on Monday. Like that's wild, dude. Like, and then you play in Kansas City for God's sakes. Like,
and
with
like
a bunch
I said,
of dudes who have COVID,
they had a COVID test.
Right.
Yeah,
obviously, Cam was positive, so they were virtual the whole time.
I mean, so you think about all that went into it, and the odds that he played against, and so you talk about the team playing against odds like that, but then the fact that they had to throw at the back a quarterback who took 0 reps as the starting quarterback that week, and then obviously didn't take any after he found out because they were virtual the whole time. So it's like, and again, does that mean he would have been good if he'd given? Probably not. He's not a great quarterback, but people, I think kind of forget about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's right. And Michael's right when he says, he doesn't really hold any value on field at QB. That's true. Like if the Patriots are starting Brian Hoyer,
had one start here, and it was Kansas City.
Big trouble. Big trouble.
The reason he's still in the league, he had a good 6-game stretch in Cleveland.
Right.
And then got hurt, and then everybody's hoped that maybe he can do that again. Like that's not who he is. He's the guy that you saw in Houston who threw like 18 interceptions in 6 games and then got benched for Ryan Mallett. Like that's who he is. But he's smart as a whip. Like he I think you mentioned before we got on it might have been during Spags. He was the guy who did half the game plan for Brady. He'd come in on Wednesday and be like, here's half of what you need. So
look at the Jordan Palmers of the world, Okay, he's training the best quarterbacks out there, and he was a career backed up his brother in Cincinnati
for like 3 years.
One of the most well-respected quarterback coaches in like I have, the utmost respect watching his, him train his guys in the pre-draft process. Like, and it goes beyond football.
It's so hard to kind of try to guess what kind of players can end up being coaches and stuff like that, because like who the hell knows? I don't think anybody expected Gerard Mayo to come 7, 8, or 5 years after his retirement and just decide to coach. Troy Brown, 15 years after his retirement, decide to come coach. It's hard to guess, but if I were to guess, I mean, he's got a spot waiting for him as the quarterback's coach. Like
you would think so, yeah.
Josh McDaniels is next in line to become the head coach. They need a guy to coach the quarterbacks. You saw Kellen Moore do it like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
1 year quarterbacks coach, and now he's the OC. So these guys who have a lot of experience as backups, they can come in and that's what they do. They're coaches.
You see the game in different lens,
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Absolutely. You know what the quarterback's looking for. So who better to tell the quarterback what he needs to do better than a former guy?
Brian Hoyer, offensive coordinator, 2025. Let's go.
Love it.
2028, whenever.
I'm in there. I'm in the league somewhere. So, anyways, that's all we really have. We don't really have much else. I will say one thing that we didn't mention last week is that we are going to take a break. We typically take a break every year around this time anyways. Probably take a few weeks off. I don't know if it's going to be a full month, but we'll take a few weeks off. And then we'll be back. Obviously, the three of us will be back together. And we'll start getting into it. I will say, I don't want to get into what we're going to be doing this season. We are going to be doing some more fantasy football than we did last year. So we have a few ideas about that. And so
a little fantasy league with the boys. Maybe you can sign up and play with the fellas. Maybe
defending champ in my league right here.
So am I.
That'd be fun. I got like 14. I got like 14.
Yeah, Pat has like 19 teams. He's got the whole league in his pool.
I had one team and I won. I didn't tweet a single time about it, and I'm proud of that. I don't tweet about fantasy. I just wreck people.
Well, so I kind of jumped into the fantasy community a little bit, which is like I'm like an outsider in the fantasy analyst community, but it's fun. I'm just like, hey, I'm like, and I'm trying to get into like dynasty. Now I'm in Scotia. I'm in the Scotia league, dynasty league.
That's tough.
So it's like, bro, the Scotia Slack channel dynasty league. So it's like I'm like trading picks and trading players and doing all this. Like, it's wild, dude. It's wild. It's like a whole different thing. And then auction drafts. You guys ever done an auction draft?
No. Dude, I'm so far removed.
Listen to me.
Snake.
An auction draft will change your life, dude. Will change your life. You don't understand, because this thing, snake draft, right? You draft 5th, okay? You draft at 5, so you can get one of the 5 best players. Then you don't draft again until whatever, depending on how many people are there, like the 20th pick or something like that, right? So you can only get the 5th best player and then the 20th best player. When you do an auction draft, you can draft anybody you want. Everybody is available to you if you're willing to pay for it. And yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
I'm telling you, dude,
somebody's got to do it.
It's losing his mind.
It's awesome. It is so much.
This is how former gamblers talk about when they used to gamble.
It's true. Like, honestly,
I used to sit at the blackjack table for 14 hours, and it was great.
This is why I don't gamble. Like, really, I don't gamble. I just
have 19 accounts with 19 books.
Hey, now listen, you're right. That's it. You know what I mean? I play fantasy football and fantasy basketball. That's enough for me. That does it for me. I'm like, okay, that's it. Nothing else. So, but anyways, so that's it. So again, we'll take a break. We are going to have some fantasy football. We're going to be doing obviously a ton of draft stuff going. a ton of draft stuff going in. So we'll be doing a ton of season previews. That one just threw me. I'm like gone now. Well done, Dark Blue Gold. But yeah, no. So that's what we'll be doing, right? Normal kind of off-season stuff. Hopefully, we'll be down at the practices this year. Hopefully, the practice will be open, so we'll kind of get out there. Maybe we'll do some since the 3 of us can kind of get down there, maybe we'll like set up a little meet and greet afterwards or some shit like that. I mean, who knows, right? So
maybe a live podcast from
things opening up now, so we can start to get back to normal.
That feels like a great way to get arrested at Gillette Stadium, is to try to record stuff live. There's Christian Wilkerson making a catch and somebody's grabbing me by the neck and dragging me off the field. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. You're probably right, but hey, what the heck, right? So, but anyways, so that's it. I guess that's it. So just to recap here, in case you are just tuning in or for some reason blacked out for the last 18 minutes. Keegan is going to be joining us. is going to be joining us full time. So exciting news. And like I said, we're taking a few weeks break, but we'll be back, rip roaring, ready to go. Hopefully with the Bruins after the Bruins raise the cup. That'd be nice. And then we'll go from there. So have a good few weeks, people, and we'll see you in a bit.